Hello, everybody. It is Dr. Tamu of Coaching by Tamu and Innovative Education and Training. How is everyone doing? Yeah, I'm on. So I'm sending out to my peeps here. See what they're up to. So when you log on, do share. I won't be terribly long today. All right. I think that's about it who I'm sharing with. Everybody else, share when you come on. So hello, Anna Maria, T10. You seem like a new person, so hi. Hi, Sassy V Clutches. How are you? I'm wearing the earrings from, what, Message in a Bottle? What was it called again, Sassy? Veronica? Yes, I'm wearing the earrings, Sassy V Clutches. Completed my Jumpstart Your Business in 90 Days program and launched some wonderful products. Message in a Bottle, yes, so I was correct. Oh, I should have worn my shirt. The next time I wear my shirt from Sassy V Clutches T-Shirt Factory, I'll show that to you all as well. So do follow Sassy and do, you can message me about the Jumpstart program in 90 days. Now it's fully virtual, so all of the classes are online and it helps you move your business from where you are to where you would like it to be. It helps you to grow revenue. It helps you to gain visibility and all of these things. All right, so let's talk about why I'm here. Hello, Super Mamas, connected. Howdy, howdy. So, as you know, I am Dr. Tamu of Coaching by Tamu and Innovative Education and Training Solutions. I am primarily a growth and innovation coach, and I work to position Caribbean women, well, brown and black women, but I'm Caribbean, so Caribbean women here and in the diaspora, I help them to position their ventures for growth, all right? And so I talk a lot about growth and scaling. And of course, you know, I have the Mentored to Millions initiative. And Mentored to Millions initiative is something that I have started. It is a living research experience, because, you know, I like research. And what it is that I am trying to find out the pathways that, or strategies that women, Caribbean women in particular, especially those in the Caribbean, because when you're in the Caribbean, you face some challenges that if you're in the diaspora, you do not, like shipping and logistics and so on. It's much more difficult to scale. So I'm seeking to research the pathways that women can use to scale to multi-million-dollar ventures. And so I'm looking to see the traits of these women. I'm looking to see what actions they took, courses, whether mine or other people's courses, accelerator programs. So I'm working with a group of women and I'm following them through their coaching experiences with me and other mentors to see what, how they can reach to $1 million in revenue, especially from the Caribbean. So that's why, that's my Mentored to Millions project. Okay, so I'm here to talk about growth and some prerequisites for growth. So we all want to grow your business, right? You want to grow that. And as a matter of fact, although this is Coaching by Tamu is primarily a business page, you know what? This can apply very easily to your life and your professional career as well, actually. So we all want to grow and we end up doing a lot of things, but sometimes the activities that we do are not aligned and optimized for us to grow. But it doesn't really matter because we can always fix that. Now, even before we begin, well, ideally, right? Even before you begin selling, but even when you have begun selling, it's never too late to take stock and go back to some of the prerequisites of growth. So let's talk about the 4 P's, right? I was trying to make sure all of them had a P. I don't know why. Maybe P. Petra is my middle name, and a lot of people call me that, so maybe P's for that. But the first thing you want to think about when you have a business or in your professional life, when you're thinking about growth or personal life even, is what is the purpose, right, for this growth that you seek? What is the purpose? And the reason this is important is because you are often, when things get difficult, you will have to pull the purpose back into perspective. Oh, that should be another P. It should be a double P. Purpose and perspective. And like I said, things get hard when you are doing business and building business. 2020 was a hard year for many of us. And even when we are not facing pandemics and recessions, business is difficult. Growth is difficult, whether that is professionally or as an entrepreneur. And so if you're not clear about the purpose, like why you are doing business, then it becomes difficult to determine the best path of growth for you. And what am I talking about? All right, see how we talk about. Depending on your, the Americans also like to call it your why. So depending on your why or your purpose, that will determine the perspective or lens through which you view your business's growth. So if your purpose is to become a millionaire or multi-millionaire, and the whole purpose for you to do business is so that you can be wealthy, then the nature or how you intend to grow, the strategies that you choose to grow, the investment that you have to make to grow looks really different if your purpose for being in business is to just be able to be comfortable, or your purpose is just to be able to make some additional money, or your purpose is to provide generational wealth. So depending on your purpose, your growth strategies are going to be different. So clearly, if your purpose is to be a multi-millionaire, then your growth strategies must include scalable ventures, right? If your purpose is to be able just to provide a comfortable life, then perhaps you do not want to export your services or products. Maybe you want to double down and dominate your local or domestic market space, because that is enough to give you the comfortable life that you seek, right? If your purpose is to make a little extra money on the side, it's like you're spending money, or maybe that's the money you're using to save, then you aren't or shouldn't be making big investments in that venture, because the reward is not worth the investment risk, right? So the first thing to get clear is your purpose. Hey, Belair, congratulations on your children's summit, or slumber party event. Congratulations on that. So purpose is important, because purpose is going to define your growth strategy. Purpose is going to define your investment threshold. Purpose is going to decide for you how much effort of resources, time, knowledge that you put into growing your business, and the strategies you choose to grow your business. So in Level Up Ladies, which is my ongoing accelerator, we started our second cohort last week. You can read about Level Up Ladies. The link is in the bio. Next week in our session, we're going to be talking about scaling strategies. Why? Because these entrepreneurs have decided, at least some of them, have decided that their purpose is to be wealthy, right? They want to make real money. And so those strategies look different. So the first thing is to really sit down and consider what your purpose is, right? Now, as a teacher, you would teach things like, are you a lifestyle entrepreneur? Are you a, speculative entrepreneur? I'm not using that terminology. If you want to be a millionaire, that's one thing. If you want to live comfortably, that's another thing. If you want to just have it like a side hustle and extra money, that's another thing. If you want to have generational wealth, that also looks another way. And so depending on the purpose, that is going to be what aligns you with how you intend to grow, the strategies you choose to intend to grow. So if you haven't thought about that before, it's time to think about it. Get a pen and paper and really think about your purpose for being in business. What is business going to do for you? What do you want it to do for you? Now, once you've decided on your purpose, then the next thing is to create the plan, right? So you can't create a plan if you don't know your purpose for doing business, because clearly the plan has to be aligned with the purpose, because the decisions you make and the actions that you take are all aligned with that. Everything must be in synergy, right? And so let's use an example. Let's do a comparative example. So let's say that you want to do a multi-million-dollar business. Then you know that you need to take decisions that will help you scale. And part of that is getting a team of people to help you grow your business. Also, using tech to leverage scalability. But let's say that you're doing it as a side hustle. Let's say that the first business was, let's use something like in the beauty industry. But you want to do multi-million-dollar things. So you know you need e-commerce. You know you need to export your products. These are the things that you know if you want to begin even considering being in the $1 million tier. Now let's take that same context and use it for an entrepreneur who just wants a little extra money on the side. So that entrepreneur is content, probably just posting their product on Instagram or Facebook. They don't build any systems. They engage with people manually. And, these are the decisions they are taking because they're not going to invest in a team. They're not going to invest in automation or people who can set that up for them because their purpose is not the same. And so the decisions they make and the actions they take are in alignment with a side hustle. And there's nothing wrong with a side hustle. I'm just showing you the difference when it comes to prerequisites for growth. So we have purpose, we have the plan, and now we're going to talk about the double P, another double P, passion and perspective. Ta-da! Now, when you decide on your purpose for doing business, not your purpose in life, okay? Now, sometimes some people's life's purpose can align with their business's purpose, but that is not always the case, nor does it have to be so. Now, the thing is, when you want to grow, you need passion because growth is difficult. And that passion might not be aligned with the purpose, but it might be, well, it should be. So let me rephrase. So that passion might not be aligned with like the mission or vision of your business, right? Right? And this is another thing. You might even have a mission or vision statement depending on what you want your business to do for you. If you're doing a side hustle, you probably don't have a mission or vision statement. If you're trying to grow big sustainable ventures, then you probably do. And if you don't, you're eventually going to need one, right? But the passion you have should be to fulfill the purpose, not necessarily the mission or vision. So the passion is, I need this extra money to, or I need to achieve these tasks on my plan in order to make my extra $5,000 this month. Or I have to figure out how to lead people in order to grow my venture sustainably by hiring people. And I have to be a great leader for these people. And so it's going to be difficult, and so you have to be passionate about the reason that you are in business, not necessarily mission, vision, because not everything will have a mission or vision. The purpose for you being in business, and then you need perspective, okay? So the perspective context or lens comes about when you are deciding on the steps in your plan and when you are looking at results, because your results, how you perform, that's the measurement or evaluation of how well you did, is based on the perspective of the purpose. You understand? So your perspective about your expectations, that perspective looks really different depending on the purpose of your growth. So if you want to be growing huge ventures, then your perspective about what your KPIs are, right? Performance indicators. What if that might be revenue, that might be sales, that might be profit figures, whatever the case may be, right? Your perspective on how important these things are, that depends on your purpose. But you must know that depending on your growth plan, your perspective will change. And think about it this way. Some of us, many of us, started as side hustling, which is known in the literature as diversified livelihoods. But you know what we're talking about. You have a business on this side, and you're making money, but you're not really putting in any strategy, etc. And so the way that you view your business or the perspective is really different, right? Your expectations are not that high. You might not feel too down or devastated when you hit goals. Maybe you don't even have goals because the perspective is different. But once you have committed to growing, even if it is that side hustle, then your perspective shifts. You move, or it should shift, you move into a perspective where you are focused on professionalization, on strategy and these sorts of things. So this is important. So not only is it just passion in terms of being committed to the purpose of why you're in business, but also the perspective in terms of performance, evaluating that performance, even your emotional state of mind, it all runs through the perspective lens. So if you need to grow, then you have to shift your perspective. You have to shift or refocus, clean the lens through which you are viewing your business, because a growth-based business requires a different perspective to the business that you started when you just wanted to make a money and a small change, right? So if you want to grow, perspective has to shift. Now, the last P is partners. I believe I did an IGTV live about this before, so you can check that out. But I talked about partners along the way in your growth journey. And yes, you need partners. And by partners, I don't necessarily mean formal business partners. I mean people who are resource persons for you on your growth journey, because you are going to need support in order to do that the right way. So who are partners? Partners are like me, coaches, consultants. Partners are a success network team or group that you meet with once a quarter, where you can be held accountable for goals that you set. So maybe you all meet at the beginning of the quarter, and they have to be like-minded and have the same perspective of growth and the same purpose as you for it to work, right? And you meet at the beginning of the quarter, and you meet and you tell everybody, these are my goals, this is one, I'm having some challenges. Maybe you all meet mid, and then at the end of the quarter, you're accountable to your team. What did you achieve? And they're partners because they are also building businesses or have built businesses, or somehow can assist you in you and your business's growth journey. So you need partners, you need coaches, you need boards of advisors, you need success network teams, you need mentors, you need diversified networks. And as you grow, every step that you go and grow, then that composition tends to shift. So the people that you began with in your initial growth stage, where you're starting up, these might not be the people who can serve you as you move forward to grow and to scale, right? And so the resources you seek out. So partners don't always have to be people. Partners can be knowledge. Partners can be books. Partners can be online resources. People you've never met online, but you follow and you try to pattern some of their best practices. All of these are partners. And you need partners in the growth journey. So let's recap. In order to grow, there are some things you need even before the growth journey or conceptualizing the growth journey. One is you need to know the purpose of why you're in business. You're in business to make huge money, or are you in business just to get a small money on the side, right? That purpose helps to determine your perspective when it comes to looking at the nature of your business. Then the plan. How are you planning based on the purpose? So if you want a huge business, then the plan must look different. The strategy and hence the plan looks different. The decisions, the investment, all of those things look different depending on the purpose. And then you must have support. You must have partners along your growth journey to assist you. So that's it for me, Dr. Tamu of Coaching by Tamu. If you want to figure out how to work with me, some people can work with me one-on-one. Some people, well, my booking link is open, so you can DM me for the booking link, or you can go to the link in the bio and click, do you want a one-on-one, see if you meet the thing, fill out the form. There's also an intake form to work with me, and the good thing about that is what it does is based on your budget, your challenges, and your goals. Then it's, you fill out the information, I look at it, and based on all of those things, you get some options in with respect to how to work with me. Sometimes you can work with me live, virtually, one-on-one. Of course, that's at a higher price point. But Coaching by Tamu has lots of resources, tons of resources. And so sometimes I match you with courses, classes, etc. that you can take based on your budget, your challenges, and your goals. Jumpstart is is still available. It's now available 365 days. Actually, after I get off of this, I'm going to go and put a Jumpstart link. Yeah. I'm going to do that, right? I'll put a Jumpstart link, so if you want to join Jumpstart. Moving forward for me, though, I am only going to be taking one-on-one live coaching calls. I have very few on the calendar. Every other month. So I'm not doing them monthly. Why? Because I've also shifted my perspective and my growth strategy has changed. And so, of course, the actions I take have to change as well. So thank you for listening. If you're watching on the replay, which most of you will, do share with others and do really consider your prerequisites to growth, especially that first one, purpose. It's going to lay the foundation for all things. So thank you for those of you that joined. Ciao.